Hello, sister friends. Today we're going to be talking about Sister Wives episode 5, which is titled Kissing Another Man's Wife. This title I understand, and it makes me want to vomit. We'll talk about that later. The show opens up with Mary and Jen sitting down to have brunch together. And this is the clip that we saw in the preview where I want to say Jen sets Mary straight, but I don't think she does.
Well, give it a few more years.
The beauty is Jen is speaking her mind. And maybe she always did. I don't think she always did. I think now that it's official that Mary's away from Kody, she's speaking her mind. I still don't think Mary's getting it between her two ears. But before we even get there, at the very onset of this show, they're talking about a text that Mary received. Logan contacted Mary and said, hey, I want to get the recipe for the candy canes that you always made at Christmas time. It warms my heart and it breaks my heart at the same time. Mary is so thrilled, and I'm thrilled too, but Mary is so touched and so thrilled that somebody asked her for a recipe. Like, it wasn't, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, just wanted to send you a text to see if we can get together and get coffee. Or, hey, I haven't seen you, just want to check and make sure everything's okay. How are you? Or anything. I don't know.
He was asking for the candy cane recipe. He wants to make it this year. I think that's so cute.
Maybe Logan has issues with her from the past. I find it hard to believe. Logan still welcomes Kody and Robyn with open arms. Then again, so does Mykelti, or she did until just as of late. But for the longest time she did, and she downright hates Mary. And if there was a stronger word than hate, that's what it would probably be. Since in her Patreon, the last time she mentioned Mary's name, she literally made the gun motion and shooting. So that's a whole separate issue. She has separate issues. She's going to be a miserable woman until she figures out how to work through that. Until then,
My kids, I have a grandson,
That's awesome.
which is fun.
Is that fun? I have
It's
3
always
grand
fun.
dogs.
Oh, okay. Well,
I like that she doesn't claim my kids as her grandkids because they're not.
I do love dogs.
Mary's just tickled pink that Logan contacted her and asked for the recipe. It appears that some kids really don't reach out at all. And then this goes back to what I said about Kody and Robyn last season. How much are you reaching out, Mary? That's what I want to know. According to Mykelti, she gave her a wishy-washy apology for things in the past. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I don't have specifics. I don't know if that's Mykelti's jaded brain that's twisting what Mary said and saying she didn't mean it and then running with it, or if indeed Mary's not big enough yet still to man up and take full responsibility for everything she did and said and go to the people she hurt in a contrite manner and apologize.
Why is that so hard?
But I don't know. We haven't gotten that far in the show. We got as far as finding out what the big brouhaha was, which was yelling at Mykelti in a store for accepting the extra change that the store clerk offered her to pay for her item. I can't even see that as an incident of this is a straw that broke the camel's back. Never going to speak to her ever again in my life. I just feel like these people are so incredibly sheltered. They don't know what it's like to go through life with trials and tribulations. They don't know what it's like to actually be yelled at somebody. Could you imagine Mykelti or Christine on special forces? I don't think so. They couldn't handle it. The people who had done me wrong or who were mean to me, I'm over it. Life goes on.
They're not listening.
Also, you need to wake up because this is my dream, that the OG3 get along again because nothing will bother Kody and Robyn more than the 3 of them getting along. It already irks Kody to no end that Janelle and Christine get along, but could you imagine if Mary was part of it and there's clips on shows where the 3 of them are laughing and having a good time? He and Robyn will spiral out of jealousy. I'm here for it. Okay. Anyway, we do have a cut to Christine who says her first time that she had Christmas and the kids were like, are we doing this tradition? Are we doing that tradition or this tradition? She's like, no. This is a new Christmas. I'm in a new home. I have a new husband. Like, it's going to be different now. And they were all like, oh. And then now she realizes it's important to keep those traditions. I find it odd that she had to go through a Christmas without the traditions and see how sad her kids were in order to understand that she had to implement them in the future. because she didn't turn around and say, listen, if this is really important to you, let's contact Mary. Let's get the recipe. Let's do the candy canes. Let's contact Robyn. Let's get the recipe for whatever bread she makes. We'll make that. It would take no effort. It would take 5 minutes to gather the information that you needed, and then you could implement it on the fly. Look how many adults you have to help you out. It's a little maddening for me. I do have to admit, a lot of people in the family have victim complexes, not just Kody and Robyn. We see it in Christine, we see it in McKelty, we see it in Mary, and I think we see it in Gwendolyn in terms of her being bitter and not attending her mother's wedding. I can't, I'm in school. I can't go to my mother's wedding. Lies. I hope they all learn from their mistakes, because in terms of Gwendolyn, that was the last time the entire OG 13 would have been together. It was OG 12, but Garrison was there. Gwendolyn's the one that chose not to be. And yes, she chose not to be. When there's a will, there's a way. I don't care how difficult her schooling was. You know how difficult vet school is? My daughter had to miss a week because she had mononucleosis. She figured it out. Gwendolyn could have taken a day on the weekend to drive down, attend the wedding, spend the night, and drive back the next day and not miss any days of school. Just saying. I'm on a rant today. I need to pull myself back because we haven't even seen Kody yet. Oh my. I'll be better. Happy Jenny. They're really bugging me in this episode for some reason. All right, let's move on. So then they get to talking about Kody, and there's one thing that Mary wants from Kody. It's the one thing that he's incapable of doing, and this is what it is.
If Kody would just communicate, that's all I want is for him to communicate.
Oh, good luck with that, Mary. In the past 15 years, we've watched the series. We haven't seen it once. We're currently watching Special Forces. Watch my reviews of those, and you'll see not a good communicator or leader there either. Next. So you know how frustrated I'm getting with them. Well, so's Jen. And I appreciate the fact that Jen is speaking her mind and letting her frustrations be known. They are now getting ready to celebrate Christmas. It's not Christmas Day per se, but just like my family, our Christmas with my whole extended family is 2 full days long, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, full of games and prizes and gifts, tons of food. And we always watch the Browns game. But yes, it's 2 complete days, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. It's always the weekend before Christmas so that everybody can do their Christmas things with their families on Christmas Day. It's lovely. That's what they're doing now. So the same people are all there that were there before, but Christine and David have now arrived as well. And we have the scene where David once again is trying to get Janelle onto the dating apps.
No, it's not.
Farmers only. We can get you.
No, I'm not advertising. Nope, not advertising.
Storyline is getting old. Come on, step it up, TLC. We've been talking about this since last season. Done. Next. Oh, great, it's Flagstaff. Oh, gosh. They're moving in, and this makes no sense. Now, they show them in what appears to be the garage that they have, or one of the garages. They have like a 6-car garage and an apartment and everything in this other building, but they're showing one section of it loaded with crap. Okay. When you move, you have garages that look like this. I'm not judging them for that. What I'm going to judge is what Robyn says, kind of. So this is a picture of what's clearly a garage because you can see a garage door. But when Robyn says, "Where's your drums?" Kody plays the drums. Of course he does. It's the manliest of all the instruments. So when she says, "Where's your drums?" he's like, "It's in the garage." As if this is not called the garage. She clarifies and says, "Oh, the other garage." I think she's trying to make it look like, "Oh, I just want you to know we have multiple garages." But the point being, there's a lot more crap other places. This is just a little bit of all the junk that they have. If you look closely at this picture, there is not one box that looks like it contains a pair of shoes or a shirt. Nope. Everything in here is tools, garage stuff, power equipment. Like, Kody just buys every single thing he wants when he sees it in case he might need it someday. And then cannot find it when he needs it and probably buys a second. But fear not, he's wearing gloves.
Hey, do you want the blue gloves or the brown gloves?
I think he wears gloves to make his hands look bigger and manlier because he has very, very tiny little stubby fingers, in my opinion. So then he took 3/4 of it and donated it to Salvation Army for people in need, right? Nope. not an altruistic, giving, or philanthropic bone in his or her body. He still has it all to himself, 4 times the amount of stuff he needs. I'm greedy. I'm Kody Brown. And lies about the fact that it was all in that garage. That garage has nothing but tools, garage stuff, etc. And then we have, oh gosh, I don't understand why that is funny. She's not 13, and it's giggly funny because, she's just 13 years old. Isn't that cute? Little boy asked her to be his girlfriend. She's 22. Oh my gosh. And the worst part about it? I keep saying those girls just have to get out of that house and get away from these two to see what life is like in a normal situation, really without their influence. I understand they go to college, so they meet people in college and they have this church they attend. So there'll be normal people in the church as well. But they're still coming home every single night and spending all their weekends with Kody and Robyn, who've been their influences almost all their lives. Robyn, their whole lives. I've said it 1,000 times. Kody on Special Forces, bizarre, weird. You realize just how awkward the man is. And she has kind of acquired a combination of their personalities. Sort of the, I'm going to act like I'm shy from Robyn and the awkward handling of her body from Kody. The fact that this is funny to Kody and then Robyn starts laughing and then she's like, let's go on. So Aurora hasn't had a relationship in 4 years. She dated around a little bit. She had a relationship in high school. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and saying that it was her senior year from when she was 17 to 18. End of her senior year. That would make her 18. She's now 22, 4 years ago.
And have health insurance for like 2 months or something. And Madison, she had a ruptured appendix. I must have paid payments on that for freaking forever.
Because that's not something that can come from the family fund. That's not an emergency that suddenly comes up. See, we were told that all of a sudden, like if a car breaks down, or you need to have an electricity bill paid, or any kind of need comes up with a family. That's what the family fund is supposed to be for, not to make Robyn's backyard look like it came out of a magazine. A medical emergency is one thing that should be covered by the pot of money that the family contributes to. And yet, Janelle had to pay for all of Maddie's medical bills. I wish we knew who paid for Dayton's. Janelle, please show us the receipts. Oh. And who paid for Isabel? Oh, Christine had to pay for Isabel's.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to reflect back just for a second. Do you remember when Christine started dating David? And on the show, in the tell-alls, Kody would talk about him like, oh, maybe we'll go get a beer one day. I can see us going to get a beer, the two of us, and being pals and laughing and joking and being like, yeah, Christine, ain't she crazy? He just thought instantly, oh, David's a guy. He clearly has more testosterone than I do, so I want to hang out with him. And then a couple years later, the same thing happens again. I have this dream that, maybe someday David and I will go camping together, where we spend the night in a tent. He just wants to be a friend of his so badly because you can tell, especially on Special Forces, he does not know how to interact with men. He doesn't know how to be a friend. He's battling with stuff that, I don't know what Mary's insinuating when she was talking about it last episode, but like he's battling things in his head. He's always verbalizing about how important it is that he's a man, how important it is the characteristics of men, how he's achieving those characteristics of being a man, how his dad was the man of all men. So maybe we have two things going on here. Kody's internal conflict with the fact that he knows that he's supposed to want to be a man, so he's striving to achieve that when deep down inside, he's very feminine. And or he is still, after Wynn has passed away, his father, trying to impress Dad and prove to him that he's a man because Wynn, who, as Kody says, was a cowboy, was a gruff man when it came to the boys. Now, none of the girls have ever said that he mistreated them, which would lead me to believe that he was also kind to his wives, which is why he went to his grave with 3 wives who still loved him. He and his brother can't seem to figure it out because he could be a mean man. Well, he was a mean man to other men. He was a slave driver on his ranch, but he wasn't that way towards women, something Kody hasn't figured out yet. think Daddy Win was a very simple man who also thought, be a man, act like a man. And I think those are words that he probably pounded into Kody's head a lot. Now, if Kody had any level of self-reflection and could think on that and reflect on it and say, listen, this is what I went through and it was difficult and I really need to get in touch with who I really am, I'd have all the respect in the world for the man. But because he keeps pretending and cosplaying a burly man, we have no choice but to react to it. All right, back to the show. So Aurora's dating a cowboy, something Kody always wanted to do, allegedly. And Kody is just giddy at the idea that he's going to become his friend. So she's poking at her for that. And then she's like physically poking at her afterwards. It's like, let her be. My God, she's 22. Stop, Robyn.
She gets a little amped up.
So I poke at her.
For these kinds of experiences.
I gotta go get my drink. Halfway through the show and it's only been the first experience. Progress.
Are you nervous, Aurora?
Well, should I be?
Why are you asking me that? Why are you asking me if I'm nervous? Leave me alone.
Because you're a pain in the ass. And yes, leave her alone. Why is that funny? Why is you being a jerk funny? So funny. And then we have a scene here. I should just cut it out. It's so gross. It's Kody again trying to be all sexual on camera. This new attempt at him flirting. He doesn't realize as much as people disliked him before, he's taking it to a whole nother level. He is going to flirt with Robyn, say he gets nervous when he comes home from a trip because, Robyn's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Watch the scene. She's completely dismissing him. She is not into this man. I mean, I don't blame her. No clue. Nobody can interpret that. Those words make no sense. First of all, she doesn't need to be protected against myself. But if she did, I just gave her a knife. What more do you want me to do? This is just a weird, odd question. I'm not that guy. Maybe Kody knows women have to figure out ways to protect themselves from him. So he's projecting here, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what his intent is here. Should Brody just state the obvious? How will she protect herself from me? I gave her a knife. I thought you just saw that, but can we role play this whole scene again? Maybe Kody missed it, I think. Or what else does she have to protect herself from if it's not the knife? Like what is wrong with Brody? Like, I get the correct answer is just she's never going to need to protect herself from me. You're an idiot, Kody. It's a dumb question, but poor Brody's trying to figure Kody out.
That's just impossible.
Makes me feel so sad for him. So Brody gives the exact same answer again. And as he's giving it again, Kody is smiling like he's the happiest boy on earth. His face is beet red. I don't know, because I don't know if Kody in his mind is making it all sexual and Brody's just trying to keep it PC here. I don't know, but Kody is getting off on the fact that Brody's answering this again, answers it the exact same way, and Kody responds with laughter.
Another man's wife.
Whoa. First of all, when you're dating, you're not to be kissing. Pheromones. What's he talking about? He's making no sense right here. There's no kissing until you get married. That's his words. That was his requirement for all his girls. Not Robyn's kids. They get to kiss. But he's not worried anymore about the kissing leading to more things. No, this is the dumbest thing you'll ever hear. This could be the dumbest thing Kody ever said. Here we go.
Until she's your wife. And if she doesn't become your wife, you're kissing another man's wife.
Not true. What is he talking about? She is not somebody else's wife before she becomes your wife. As she's single and she's dating, she's nobody's wife. You're kissing another man's wife. That makes no sense. Here's the analogy I used on Sunday night when I heard him say this. This is equivalent to saying, when you're bathing your baby girl, you're bathing another man's wife. It's the exact same thing. It's not weird and awkward that child will grow up and someday become somebody else's wife. Nobody's going to say, ew, You changed her diaper? How could you? It's the same thing with dating. When you're dating and kissing somebody, and if that relationship doesn't work out, that doesn't mean you've just committed adultery. You've just kissed somebody else's wife. Yes, someday she may go on to marry somebody else. And that does not make this Brody guy a bad man if he kisses her. Kody is twisting the situation and just making it bizarre and completely incorrect. He's wrong on every level. And it's kind of gross. It's sort of piggish.
That's him.
This is the reason that I believe in chastity.
You don't believe in chastity. You said you got to third base while you were in high school with multiple girls, and then you had sex while you were in a relationship with someone in college. Relationship, that means multiple times. Next.
It's like, don't take something away from them that doesn't belong to you.
Belong to you. His possessiveness of women is repulsive.
Because I loved her mother and I kept my hands off of her till we were married.
Lies, lies, lies.
But we didn't have real physical connection until we were married.
Lies. No way. No way. We saw the engagement photos. Christine said it herself.
He got the clue. Camera follows me, and I'm like, dude, you got a wife in labor. I'm not going to sit here kissing my girlfriend. It's just awkward.
Before he was even married. And he spent every single weekend down at her place with the woman who spread her legs to the boyfriend of her sister and got herself pregnant before she was married. And you want us to believe that for months you were going there every weekend and staying there and nothing happened? Just because you say it doesn't make it true. Not even close. We don't buy it for a second. And you look like a bigger fool now for lying again. So Kody can't help himself. He has to keep talking because Kody loves to hear himself talk. And there's cameras on top of it. So he is in his element of joy of I can just keep saying random words and act like I'm philosophizing. And people will eat it up. Did you catch this, TLC? Hey, camera, get my good angle. I'm going to share some more wisdom here. And as he does, let's watch Robyn. She wants to jump out the window. She wants to jump out the window. Kody is so stunted. He is so emotionally stunted. He is so clueless when it comes to dating. He's clueless in relationships. He's clueless on what is cool and what makes you a man.
So true.
But this is, you're not going to believe this. Now, Kody goes on to insult the spouses of his children. He says, I'm very discriminating now when it comes to who my stepgirls are going to date. I didn't really do that with Tony or Mitch or Caleb. He says, I swear to God, he says that.
So I feel like I'm more discriminating now than I was with Tony, than I was with Mitch, and than I was with Caleb. I just was less discriminating.
If he wants to put a nail in the coffin of his relationship with his kids, here it is. I didn't care. I didn't vet them. I wasn't discriminating their character or anything. And look what I got. I mean, Tony. But Caleb and Mitch are stand-up men. And they're manly men too. I'm shocked that Kody's saying this to them because if he ever wants to have a manly relationship with them again, especially Caleb,
his favorite,
he has to be kind to him. And he just absolutely insulted all three of his daughters and their spouses. It's unbelievable. The fact those words came out of his mouth are still shocking to my brother's kids. She didn't say most of his kids. Kody and his kids. He's continuing to burn more bridges after everything that happened with Garrison. It's shocking. So as not to leave it on such a depressing note, I will let you know that next week we get the scene where Kody gets a note from somebody who wants to get to know him and Robyn because she wants to join the family.
It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Christine gets David to agree to do something with Kody. I don't know why.
I was wondering the same thing.
It'll be interesting to see that on the next scene. I don't think the actual race car scene is in the next episode, but her and David are at dinner talking about it. And my favorite thing of all things, finances. We have a Zoom call between Janelle, Kody, and Mary.
Go on.
And Cody's all smiles going, how's everyone doing? After 2 years of dragging his feet and not selling Coyote Pass. And in his couch interview, he's like, they're not even cordial to me. Could he be more clueless? He couldn't be more clueless. And yet somehow another episode will come where we'll go, oh my gosh, he's more clueless. That's it for today. Thank you for staying with me to the very end. I appreciate you, sister friend. Take care. God bless. Adios. And I'll see you next time.